You know how at the end of the year, we all kind of look back? Well, have you ever thought about how that reflection could be more than just a list of things you did? What if it could actually be a blueprint for your future? Today, we're going to dive into what's basically a coder's manifesto. It's a really powerful year-end reflection from a top developer that, honestly, gives us all some universal principles for growth, for focus, and for innovation. It's an amazing guide for turning reflection into real, actual direction. And this quote right here is the heart of it all. Gratitude turns reflection into direction. It just perfectly sets the stage. See, it's not just about looking back at what happened. It's about using that look back to consciously and thoughtfully map out where you're going next. This one idea completely changes the game from just a review into a powerful statement of intent. So, who's the mind behind this manifesto? His name is Bright Atornum Sunu. He's a senior mobile engineer and, get this, a Google developer expert in Flutter and Dart based out of Accra, Ghana. His journey gives us this incredible window into the mindset of a real leader in Africa's just booming tech scene. Okay, so the first big principle we're going to unpack is what Bright calls the beauty of simply showing up. Now, this isn't about some huge, dramatic gesture or a moment that goes viral. Nope, it's about the deep, profound impact of consistent, often quiet, day in and day out effort. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. I love this idea. It totally reframes how you think about your day. Bright is saying that our daily actions, answering that message with real sincerity or writing notes you actually plan to follow up on, they're not just little tasks. They are a tiny map of your entire year. They reflect the values and habits that are really driving your progress. And you can see this principle of showing up perfectly in his own story. I mean, this didn't happen overnight. It all started back in university when he was taking programming seriously while maybe others weren't. That led to him focusing his whole professional career on Flutter. Then came his first ever public talk at a local event, and after about 5 years of that consistent grind, he earns the globally recognized GDE title. A perfect example of just showing up every single day. All right, let's move on to the second principle, which builds right on top of the first one, the idea of learning by teaching. For Bright, sharing what you know isn't just a nice thing to do for the community. It's the ultimate test of your own understanding. It forces you to really sharpen your ideas until they're so clear that someone else can get it. And this quote from an interview he did is just so blunt, so direct. He believes if you can't explain a concept to somebody else, then you don't really truly get it yourself. That whole philosophy is what fuels his deep, deep involvement in the tech community. It's this constant cycle of learn it, master it, and then share it. And then in his manifesto, he adds this really crucial layer. He says that while teaching is how you prove your knowledge, building a real community, well, that comes from listening. It comes from understanding what other people actually need. So it's a two-way street, right? You share what you know, but you're also listening with intent to the community you're trying to serve. And just look at the kind of stuff he's teaching. We're not talking about the basics here. He is diving deep into integrating AI like Gemini, mastering Firebase, and even pioneering new ideas like prompt-driven development. These are the high-level skills that are letting developers build the next wave of amazing apps. And his impact isn't just local. You can see it spreading across the whole continent. From running Flutter Sundays in his hometown of Accra, to speaking at huge Google events in Nairobi, Kenya, Masuru, Lesotho, Harare, Zimbabwe, he's not just building up his own career, he's actively raising the skill level of the entire African tech ecosystem. Okay, this brings us to the third principle, and this one is really powerful. It's what he calls the art of subtraction. It's this idea that real growth often means you have to intentionally remove things, to prune away the complexity so that something stronger and more focused can grow in its place. The way he puts it in the manifesto is just beautiful. Growth requires pruning. And this isn't just some nice-sounding metaphor for him. He actually put this into practice with a huge decision early in his career that completely changed his path. It's a perfect real-world example of subtracting in order to multiply. So here's the pivot. Bright started out in native Android development, which he literally described as a pain. Just to make a simple scrolling list, he had to create all these different, complicated components. But then he found Flutter, where he could do the exact same thing in just 4 lines of code. He pruned away all that complexity of native Android to embrace the speed and simplicity of Flutter. That decision right there, that was his art of subtraction. So you've got these 3 core principles, right? Showing up, learning by teaching, and the art of subtraction. With that as his foundation, how does he look to the future? Well, this is where his personal manifesto connects directly to his professional vision for what's coming next in the world of code. So instead of a rigid list of New Year's resolutions, he's basically adopting a mindset. And notice the focus here. It's about choosing curiosity over certainty, empathy over ego, craft over chaos. This isn't just about what he wants to do, it's about how he wants to do it. It's about the approach to the journey itself. And that mindset isn't just some nice, fluffy thought. It is the engine that is driving his innovation. That curiosity is exactly what's pushing him to explore the absolute bleeding edge of software development, to question all the old ways of doing things and to pioneer new ones. And a perfect example of this is his work on something called prompt-driven development, or PDD. Think about it like this. Instead of a developer writing code one line at a time, they can just describe what they want to an AI using plain English. He's right at the forefront of this massive shift, helping to shape how humans and AI are going to build software together in the future. And his vision is super concrete. Step 1, innovate with AI on real practical projects like his Prayer Partner app. Step 2, always be exploring new technologies like Rust just to stay ahead of the curve. And step 3, scale his educational impact through his company, with a goal of expanding AI and mobile education across the entire continent. And really, that brings us to the final thought here. Bright's journey shows us how powerful it can be to move beyond just a simple list of resolutions. So the question for all of us is, as we reflect on our own paths, what are we going to choose to carry forward? A simple to-do list or a true manifesto of gratitude and clarity?